Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream on our new day, Wednesdays. Hope you're all having a fantastic evening so far. Of course, my name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your lovely hosts here on our new day.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
I know, it's a completely different... I know what the reference you're going for is, but it is interesting to be on a Wednesday and not a Monday, because I feel like we get actually more news that kind of comes in on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Right before new movies come out too, which is kind of
true.
Cool.
It's true. It's also middle of the week, give you a little bit of break from everything going on around you, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you missed the things on Friday, you saved our movie club on Friday. You can watch that right after this or anything like that.
Now, it is worth it to mention that the next movie club, because we record something ahead of time, will say that it's on Mondays. That is not true. We're obviously doing this on Wednesdays now, so just want to go ahead and get that out there. But we had a comment from our good friend Nadia over at Horror and More. It says, "Sir,
I don't want to slurp my Dr. Pepper. Not sponsored. We'll love a sponsor though. We'll take it.
Yeah, because Dr. Pepper will sponsor a small movie-related channel.
Well, I'm not a doctor, but I drink Dr. Pepper. So,
well, there you go. You heard it here. One out of millions and millions of medical professionals request that you drink Dr. Pepper. So, but I hope you're having a great night, Nadia. If you're not already subscribed to Horror and More, you should absolutely. She makes fantastic horror-related content. So if that is up your alley, go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, and with Halloween coming up too, 199 days.
We're under 100 days. But let's go ahead and dive into some of our stories this week and get them out of the way here. Up first, I mean, you guys know it's coming out this weekend, but Deadpool and Wolverine has gotten rave reactions from its premiere, and the reviews for the film are good. It's holding about an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let me go ahead and check the Metacritic as well. I think the Metacritic was a little lower.
Is that critic-wise or audience-wise?
81% critic on Rotten Tomatoes right now, 56% on Metacritic, but that's always lower just because it's the aggregate score and not the stupid thing that Rotten Tomatoes does with their scores. It's at an 82 on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Okay. I don't think it has fan ratings on there. Not right now, because they don't do fan ratings until the film comes out.
Okay.
But good reviews so far. Can't wait to see the film for myself. I'm going to try and go see it tomorrow just because I do not want any spoilers. Because apparently I've been watching some interviews. Ryan Reynolds said he's like, I'm shocked how nothing is leaked yet. So that makes me very excited.
You know what? I love that, though. I don't like when people leak stuff or hypothesize on stuff and then it comes true. I don't like spoilers like that. So I'm super, super happy that nothing has come of that.
Yeah, I have no expectations for what's going to be in it, so I just want to see the film. So, but yeah, very excited to see it. I think Kevin's going to go try and see it this weekend too. It's probably going to be the biggest movie of the year. I mean, easily, I think it's going to cross $1 billion this year. So,
do you think it's going to cross 500 million on the weekend?
That's near impossible. I think it's going to have I don't know. I think it'll have at least $100 million weekend.
100 million? Okay.
At least here in the U.S., yeah. I'm going to say 100 million. Okay. What are you going to say?
I'm going to say 250 million.
Okay, I'm actually going to write this down. So Kevin says 250, and I'm going
whoever
to say
loses
100.
this loses their thumb.
No. I like my thumbs. I would say whoever loses this actually does have to get an extra movie next week assigned to them.
Oh,
that would be
that's
fun.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and move on to the next story here. Keep it on the same kind of level.
Same kind of level, yes. In an interview, Kevin Feige of Marvel said, "Never say never to an MCU-DCU crossover film." Cool. I mean, bring it on. I'm down for that.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I think a lot of the fans who are comic book fans would love to see something happen. And I think that we're in the position now where it is more likely than ever because you've got Kevin Feige over at Marvel, who also he loves DC as well. But then also James Gunn, who worked on Guardians of the Galaxy and is friends with Kevin Feige, is running DC Studios now. So, definitely a great chance for something to happen there. So,
yeah. It would be really cool to see. I mean, if it doesn't come to fruition, it's okay. I mean, there's still two sides of the comic book story, and I don't mind it at all if they don't. If they do something, that's fantastic. Wow, that will be earth-shattering pretty much if that does happen.
Yeah.
But if not, I'm not going to worry about it.
I put it on the same level as like a Fast and Furious Jurassic Park crossover, where it's like it would be so cool in theory, but I don't think it would happen. But the fact that it says never say never is kind of intriguing. So next up, though, changing it up a little bit, but keeping it on Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has announced a Furiosa Black and Chrome edition, and that a new Mad Max film collection is coming to 4K. I am definitely going to be picking that up because I only have Mad Max Fury Road on Blu-ray. I'd love to have it on 4K. But the Black and Chrome edition is what they did for Fury Road as well, where it was black and white. So can't wait to check that out because it really does change the tone of the movie.
But you said I think when we watched it, you preferred the color because of the contrast between everything, correct?
I definitely do prefer the color, I think, but it's still cool to watch the black and white one because it does change up the film, and it could be different. Maybe I'll like Furiosa in black and white more than I did with Fury Road. So
nice.
Onto a piece of news that Nadia will be excited for.
Yeah, James Wan will direct the remake of Creature of the Black Lagoon for Universal. I'm super hyped about this. I mean, I just recently watched Creature from the Black Lagoon a couple of months ago, and it was pretty good. I like the concept of the creature, so it was really good. So I can't wait to see what James can do with it and how he interprets his own story into it as well.
I actually did mistype its Creature from the Black Lagoon, not of. I did
from.
Mistake it.
It's okay.
Yeah. That is a very exciting concept. I think that's a movie that has not been remade, like I don't think ever, but it's been referenced a lot. So, would be interested to see what he can do with it because it's not a supernatural, like a ghost or demon type story. So, I would be interested to see what he can do with the horror aspect of that movie. So, very excited for that. Nadia, you have to let us know if you're excited for that as well. Next up, Mr. Glenn Powell, on top of the world right now with Twisters, Hitman, and of course Top Gun Maverick last year, has teased Top Gun 3 in an interview, stating, I have a date, but did not share any other information. We don't know if that's a date for a meeting to discuss the film, or if it's a date for production. No one knows. He just said
or it could be the date it's going to come out. And it comes out next week. Whoa.
Or a date for an announcement. Who knows?
That's true.
But, it's probably going to be Joseph Kosinski again. He did such a great job with Maverick directing it.
Yeah.
And he's currently finishing up F1. So I don't think this is going to be something that we're going to see anytime soon. Maybe next year we'll get something. But I don't think they should rush it. I think they should leave Maverick as it is for now. And if they do another one, just don't put Maverick in it. Make new characters.
Yeah, new characters.
Or the new characters from Maverick,
Yeah, and not have like Tom Cruise like cameo because it might kind of like take away from the other people that
unless there's a good reason.
Yeah, unless there's a good reason. But I'd like it to be about new people, which I've enjoyed because I liked Glenn Powell and oh God, what's his name? His name's Rooster in the movie, but I forget his.
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. They were really good in that movie, so I wouldn't mind seeing a movie about them.
Yeah, 100%.
Anna Faris would return to Scary Movie 6 if Regina Hall did too. I don't know who those people are.
Anna Faris was the main girl in Scary Movies 1 through 4. And then Regina Hall was her friend in the movies.
Okay. I think I know. Yeah.
Because Scary Movie 3, Regina Hall was the teacher. She was the one at the funeral, and they like shocked her back to life.
I saw Scream. I did not see Scary Movie. I don't know why, but okay. Now I know who we're talking about.
Now that we know that they're rebooting Scary Movie, she said she would return. Which cool. I don't know if she necessarily needs to. I think you can do it with someone new. Who knows? Maybe a cameo.
Scary Movie 6 would be pretty funny. I feel like they have a lot of horror movies to spoof on for that little drought that they had.
Sure. There's also like a lot of like art house horror and indie they can make fun of. So definitely a lot they can potentially do there. Next up, we did get some really interesting news. The new Spawn movie that's been in development for quite some time has a title. It will officially be called King Spawn. And we'll hopefully be getting some information about this with Comic-Con this weekend. Also, we're going to have a lot of Marvel stuff to talk about after this weekend because it sounds like they're going to be revealing a lot of upcoming movies. So be on the lookout for that because we're going to have some stuff we're going to be talking about. So
yeah.
But
they did that last year too, and then nothing really came of it. So we'll see how.
This is the first time that Marvel's been back at Hall H, which is where they do all their announcements, in quite a while. So
okay.
And Kevin Feige did tease that they're going to make some announcements at
cool
in an interview yesterday. So
nice. Okay. Well, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes hits Hulu on August 2nd, which if you were willing to see more monkeys, definitely go see this because I heard it did good. I did not go see it in theaters. So this will be. I will definitely stream it to see if it does stack up to what was the last one? War
of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Which was it was a good movie. So I want to see how it stacks up.
All right. Next up, I'm really excited about this. Brendan Fraser has been cast to play not president, but Dwight D. Eisenhower in the film Pressure, which is set to be taking place right before the D-Day landings, and it was all basically the pressure of everything leading up to that point. And they had his picture up next to Eisenhower's, and he looks really close. So if they can get him to like the right body size and like the proper makeup and everything, I think he will knock it out of the park. And so I'm really excited.
That's going to be a very interesting movie.
Which, I just hope it's not like an indie movie. I hope they it's theatrically released or like at least streaming maybe. But
because historical movies like Oppenheimer we saw did absolutely fantastic. So another war, but not from the war aspect of a movie, might be interesting as well. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
All right, and Kevin Feige teases Blade, the vampire killer, will be rated R, which it definitely should be in my opinion because it's vampires probably being beheaded and staked. Why not make it R? And then Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be R, so that's okay.
Yeah, and he's made it clear that this is not every movie will be rated R going forward. It will, it'll be just the ones that need it. And I'm glad that Disney is embracing the darker and kind of more adult side of the films. So, and it's a vampire movie. You got to make it R.
Yeah. Do you think Disney is saying yes to these R-rated movies because, say, our generation that grew up with Iron Man is getting older?
I think historically, I think they understand they don't want to trample on expectations. I think if they made Deadpool PG-13, I think a lot of people would have issue with it.
Okay.
And I also think that if they, kind of neuter any characters or storylines, that it would hurt them. But also, I think that they do need to take more risks, and they need to do, or not more risks, but do things. It sucks to say that making something R-rated would have been a risk 10 years ago, but now it's kind of the safe thing to do because it will make money. And Deadpool 1 and 2 made a lot of money, and so Deadpool 3 is already the highest pre-sale R-rated movie of all time. They're onto something, and I think that if they keep the characters that deserve it R, then you'll be fine.
Nice. Okay.
Next up, though, I'm actually really excited for this one too. This is Spinal Tap 2. Is almost done filming and will be ready to show distributors this year. Directed by the same director as the original, Rob Reiner, which is a mockumentary about a hair metal band back in the 70s or 80s. Don't know anything about what the sequel will be. This is the first I've heard of it, and I am just down to see it. I love the first one, so
nice, cool, awesome. I've never heard of it, so
yeah. Hopefully, if I win the wheel this week, we'll get you to watch.
Okay. Oh, I have your movie too, so don't worry.
There you
go. According to the trademark filings. Yeah, I can read. The new Jurassic Park film is called Jurassic World Rebirth, and it needs a rebirth for the movie theater. So,
alrighty. Yep. I mean, we'll see if that's true. It could they do sometimes get multiple to see if they can just get the trademark, but. we'll have to wait to see until there's an official announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, excited for this, Shine On, the documentary about The Shining's production, will be on YouTube this Friday on Stanley Kubrick's YouTube channel, his official YouTube channel, which is really exciting. I mean, The Shining, for any of those you don't know, had a really interesting production history, so it's going to be a good way to kind of hear more about it, and I think that it's coming out at a good time, especially since Shelley Duvall just passed away. So kind of seeing more information about how the film was made. It's an incredible film, so it's really nice to kind of see how it was made.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then next up, The Collector 3 gets positive update from director. Is this the one that has the mask?
Yeah, it's the horror movie series. Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. I just remember the cover of it. So cool.
We'll have to see if Nadia, if you've seen the Collector movies, let us know if you're excited for this or if you're in any way intrigued. The director said he's finished his current project and is going to be free, so he's going to be working on this one. I think they're saying it's going to be called The Collected, but not anything official just yet.
Okay.
So next up here, the Russo brothers are in talks to return for Avengers 5 and 6. I think Disney and Marvel kind of play it safe when it comes to these. But kind of interesting because we've been hearing a lot of names, and also, like I said earlier, Kevin Feige has teased that we will most likely get an announcement of who's directing the movies at Comic-Con on this weekend.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, again, the safer route is not necessarily the best, but it is going to give them the right production that Disney and Marvel wants for it. And they haven't really done bad, the Russo brothers, in the past, so why not give them the torch to do 2 more movies that will be great, because can't go wrong with an Avengers movie. Even Age of Ultron was pretty good.
Alrighty, last up here, Kevin.
Last one, The Mandalorian and Grogu has started production. So this is the movie, not the TV show, that has started production, and we'll see where it gets us from there. I watch the last season of Mandalorian? It's been so long.
Know if you have.
Yeah,
it's been a year maybe since we got it.
So I probably have then.
Yeah, it's just crazy. This is the first Star Wars movie in production since 2018 when Rise of Skywalker was filming. So kind of exciting. I think that they need to return to doing movies instead of doing endless TV shows. So that's one of the steps in their, hopefully, road to recovery. But, but we'll see. And that's it for our stories this week. So let's go ahead and get into these. What's the one I'm talking about?
Trailer Parks?
No, the comments. Excuse me.
Comments. There we are.
I say revamp, not remake, but go James, go for Creature from the Black Lagoon. Absolutely.
I like the word revamp because it is a revamping of somebody else's story. Just like when you take a book and put it into a movie, it's not remaking the book. You're just revamping the story for the big screen. Taking
the original, redoing it in your own way.
Yeah.
100%. I will not support Scary Movie 6 in theaters because of Anna, but I will wait for the stream. I know we had brought this up before, something about, I was looking a little bit into that when Kevin was talking. I guess she and Chris Pratt abandoned their dog or something like that. I don't know the full story, but
okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. Joey, good to see you, Joey. Disney has embraced dark films before. That's what Touchstone Pictures was for. Absolutely. But I think that anything with the main Disney name on it, like Marvel Studios or anything like that, that's a little different. And so, I don't even think Touchstone Pictures exists anymore. I could be wrong. Maybe they got bought out by someone else. But alrighty. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the trailer park this week. And the biggest ones, obviously, we got the new trailer, a final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, new trailers for Joker, Folie à Deux, Beetlejuice, Borderlands, Alien Romulus. So we got a couple of big ones in there. We got some horror trailers with Cuckoo and Terrifier 3. And unfortunately, we got a big load of crap with Rebel Moon Director's Cut. But, Kevin, what stood out to you this week?
I just watched the Joker trailer, so I'm going to say that one because it looks really good. Even, I like musicals now, I guess, so I think I'm going to like this movie. But That one looked really good. I think I saw a little bit of Beetlejuice, and Romulus. So I mean, I don't know about Beetlejuice, but Romulus again looks excellent. So give me more trailers, give me less trailers. Just put it in the theater so I can watch it.
Yeah, definitely excited for Romulus. And then for me, I think the trailer that stood out the most this week. I mean, obviously, Joker Folie à Deux looks like it's going to be great. I do want to call out two that are kind of lesser on the list. I do want to call out Conclave, which I think looks great, which is the same director as All Quiet on the Western Front, which won a couple of Oscars 2 years ago, which really excited for that. It's going to be like the politics of selecting a new pope. And it looks like there's some interesting kind of shenanigans that go on with a good cast. And then also A Complete Unknown, which is a biopic about Bob Dylan starring Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, so, okay. Another one I wanted to point out, Cuckoo looks kind of interesting as well. The premise behind it.
Yeah, after Longlegs, I'm really paying attention to Neon and what they're putting out. And Cuckoo definitely looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. So...
Now, Garrett, I don't know if this is true or I'm just tripping. So we went to go see Longlegs. I only saw Neon produced movie trailers before Longlegs. Is that always a thing?
No, but usually studios will say, here's the trailers we want to show in front of it. And then the theaters can also show like related things. Okay. So typically, like if you go see a Marvel movie, you're going to see Disney trailers and Fox trailers. Or like if you go to a Warner Brothers movie, you're going to see Warner Brothers trailers or Warner Brothers affiliated studios. It's just
gotcha. Okay. It just popped in my mind. I'm like, wait, those were all Neon trailers. And this was my first Neon movie. So I was like, did they really just put all Neon trailers in there? And then I thought back to be like, did they just put Disney movie trailers in front of the Disney movie? So I don't know why that popped in my mind, but it did.
Yeah. Alrighty, so that's it for the trailers this week. Let's go ahead and dive into the box office, Kevin.
Yeah, number one, Twisters made 40 million with another Twister behind it, so made it 80.5 million. Yeah, you're welcome, Garrett. Despicable Me 4 with 23.8 million came in second place. Inside Out 2, 12.8 million in third place. Longlegs still up there and still hitting above 10 million. So with 11.7 million, and A Quiet Place Day 1 still hanging in there with 6.1 million. Great for Longlegs. It's still in there and over $10 million, which is cool. And I'm surprised Twisters actually did so well. I guess
it got good word of mouth when the reviews started coming out, and I think it's just the fun kind of blockbuster movie people were waiting for. And so, I think it's there, and I think nostalgia is there for Twister. So,
well, it kind of intrigued Nadia and I, because then Twister, the first one, is on Max right now, and we're like, we should watch Twister. And then when Twisters comes out on streaming, or if we want to go see it in the theaters, we might go see it. So I like how it does that as well.
Yeah, go for it. Pretty surprising there that it took over for Despicable Me. But Despicable Me and Inside Out 2 kind of fighting there in the middle. Longlegs bringing in about almost 12 million, which is impressive. It's now Neon's highest grossing movie ever. $56 million worldwide in 2 weeks, which is huge for a studio like that. Which is, I think their budget was like right around 6 million. So,
my gosh,
he's made quite a much money. And director Oz Perkins actually has another movie coming out early next year, which is an adaptation of a Stephen King story called The Monkey. So, very, very excited for that as well now. And then Quiet Place Day 1 still hanging in fifth place, not too bad at all. My roommates did go and see it, and they said that they really enjoyed it. They thought it was better than the second one, but not as good as the first. So take that with a grain of salt, obviously.
Nice.
Your own opinion, but I've been hearing good things.
Nice.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive into the movies that are coming out this weekend, though, and we got some big one. We got a big one and 3 smaller ones because no one really wants to compete with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nope.
But as far as Deadpool and Wolverine goes, Wolverine is recovering from his injuries when he crosses paths with the loudmouth Deadpool. They team up to defeat a common enemy. We already told the story about how they did really stupid taglines for this movie. So, I mean, what Deadpool and Wolverine are. If you're going to see it, you're going to go see it. So.
Yeah.
Up next is Mother's Instinct, a movie that I am actually very excited about. Alice and Celine live a traditional lifestyle with successful husbands and sons of the same age. Life's perfect harmony is suddenly shattered after a tragic accident. Guilt, suspicion, and paranoia combine to unravel their sisterly bond. This does star Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway, two very good actresses, both Academy Award winners. So, very excited to see what the movie can do. The trailer was certainly very good. Up third is Dead Sea. Stranded in the open sea after a fatal accident, a young woman and her two friends are rescued by a fishing vessel's captain, unaware that the ship harbors a chilling secret. This is more of a tense horror thriller, so definitely if you're into that, go check it out. And lastly, we have The Last Breath, another horror thriller coming out this week. A group of old college friends reunite on a Caribbean scuba diving trip, exploring the wreckage of a World War II battleship, and find themselves trapped inside the underwater labyrinth of rusted metal, surrounded by great white sharks. So, if you're into the shark horror movies, I mean, and Under Paris didn't do it enough for you. The Last Breath coming out this week.
Yep.
So...
Yep.
But that is it for all the movies that are coming out this weekend. So hopefully, if you're going to the movie theater, stay safe out there. I know it's going to be busy with Deadpool and Wolverine. So, you know, just be ready for crowds.
Yep.
But alrighty, Kevin, you know what time it is. It's our favorite part of the show. We
snack
get to talk
time.
About movies we watched. Wait, snack time? Oh.
Snack time. Yeah.
I don't have any snacks with me. And I just have hot dogs, and after the one that Adrian and I did, I can't eat them anyway. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the movies we did this week. I did watch, I don't want to say as usual, but I did watch more than you this week, so I'll go ahead and I'll go first. We'll just alternate until we get to the ones that were assigned to us. But we do have a comment here. Matt Walls, hello! Hello, sir!
Hi, Matt.
Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying our brand new day. It's it's a brand new day, not the wrestlers. But yeah, I know New Day.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're having a fantastic day. You joined us just at the right time.
Yep.
So let's go ahead. I'm going to go first here. The first movie I watched last week was Avalanche from 1978. This is a really bad movie, which sucks because it's starring one of my favorite actors, Rock Hudson, and he is awful in this movie. I just watched him in Seconds last week, and it's one of his best performances, and then he makes this. He must have owed money to someone or something, but it's a catastrophe, and it's not because it's a fun disaster movie kind of a way. It's a really boring disaster. Like nothing happens, and even the avalanche, the titular avalanche, is boring. Nothing in this movie is good. The writing is not interesting. The performances are terrible. If you're gonna watch this movie, watch it with Mystery Science Theater on Netflix. It is the only way to watch this movie in a sane manner.
Nice.
So that is that for that one. We did have some comments that came in here, though. So, speaking of snacks, I did make a PB&J sandwich. Hey, there you go.
Oh, that sounds great.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the jelly part of it, but
I used to be.
I
used to be not a fan, but when as I gotten older, the jelly has been the best part of the PB&J for me.
Yeah. There you go. It is insane the marketing is going to Deadpool and Wolverine, especially when you take into consideration for Deadpool 1's low budget. I'm curious how much went into Deadpool and Wolverine's marketing. In fact, I'll laugh if the cost for Deadpool and Wolverine's marketing cost surpasses Deadpool 1's budget. I can guarantee it does.
Yeah.
100%. Alrighty, so Kevin, your first movie from last week.
Yeah, was The Strangers, Chapter 1. This movie was very intriguing when it came out, but it was just basically almost shot for shot for the first one, but I am hoping that chapter 2 and 3 are going to be like this one's just the bad movie of the 3 trilogy, which I hopefully that is what this one is. When you go over to a game night or a movie night and be like, hey, you want to watch The Strangers, but we have to watch chapter 1, and you're like, I guess we have to. But then you get a little bit of drink in you, and then it starts to turn a little bit funny. So that's what I think. Hopefully this will come of a great trilogy just with one bad movie in it. So I gave it a 37 out of 100.
Yeah, you, me, and Nadia were all on the same level with this movie. Yeah, it's a bad start, but I'm interested to see where it goes. They definitely played some interesting little plot threads. So we'll see. Up next for me... is The Four Troublesome Heads. So this is actually a short film from George Méliès back in 1898, which is a very long time ago for those of you who are not so good with math. But I watched probably 10 or 15 shorts from like the 1800s through like the early 1900s this week, and this is the one that stood out to me the most. It's simply magical the way that it's done. This is so long ago, but it looks so good for how old it is. It is truly fascinating. You can actually watch the short on Max if you have it, and I would highly recommend it because you get to see what visual effects were like in 1898. I have to keep saying that year because it's like that's that old. Also worth a shout out is another movie that I watched this week. Let me go ahead and get the name of it. I had sent it over to Nadia actually because it is on file as the world's first horror movie. Which it's called The Haunted Castle by George Méliès from 1896. So just a fun little fact. So sent over to you, Nadia. Hopefully, I think she texted me saying it was really interesting. So
nice.
But Four Troublesome Heads. Definitely check it out on Max. It's a little short by less than 2 minutes, but it is super just magical because George Méliès was a magician, so it makes sense.
That's cool. That's really cool to. I would check that out. All right, Monkey Man. Speaking of monkeys, this one was very good. I don't know if I like it as much as John Wick, just because John Wick came first, and I liked it a little bit more playing with Keanu and how he is. But man, the director of what's the director name? It starts with a P, and now I can't remember.
Dev Patel. He can do everything, which is cool. So cool to see because this is probably his baby that he wanted to make, and he made his work of art amazing, and it really comes together through and through. There are I think a little bit of slow parts in there that maybe could get cut out, but that's just me. But I do agree with you, Garrett. Metal and rock music should be put into fight scenes because I remember reading your review and I was like, okay, where's the metal part gonna come out? And then it hits and you're like, oh, it's just a vibe, and that's so all good. It is. So I gave it. The story behind it is literally that he just heard the song by Bloodywood and was like, yeah, I want to put that in the movie.
And it goes so well with the movie though. It's just so good. So I gave it an 80 out of 100.
Alrighty, next up for me was All Monsters Attack from 1969. This is actually my first Showa. I think it's the Showa era or Heisei era of Godzilla films, and I hated this movie. I'll just be right out there and say it. I don't understand how someone would decide to make this. This film is directed by the person who did the original Godzilla, the original 1954. I'm not going to say masterpiece, but a very, very, very good film. Mm-hmm. This one, though, Godzilla doesn't actually exist in this universe. He's on an island with his son, and everything's happening inside this little stupid kid's head. There's this little kid who lives in a really shitty area of Tokyo, and oh darn, he has bullies, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and so he has to come up in his head, and he's like, oh, I wish I could go see Godzilla on Monster Island. And then literally passes out or gets drunk or I don't know, and then goes to the island and he's talking with Godzilla's son, who's the size of a human being, but then can change to the size of a big monster. It's stupid. This entire thing, Godzilla and his son are used as a way to teach the kid how to stand up for himself. And then the Godzilla's not even the focus of this movie. He's a guest character because the rest of the movie is the kid being abducted by fucking kidnappers. It's stupid. Don't watch this movie. Unless you're drunk and morbidly curious. If there is a movie that I'm going to say we do, I have the game out there. They watch movies to get drunk. We got to do it with All Monsters Attack. It is so bad, but
it's so funny.
I think it would be really good if you were drunk. So, and Godzilla's son is like the stuff of my nightmares.
Oh,
it's the most disturbing looking creature. I'll see if I can find a picture while you talk about your next movie.
Okay. Well, my next movie, it might be a little controversial. It's American Psycho with Christian Bale. And I waited to review this movie for about 5 days. because I did not know how I felt about it. And I did say in my review, this will get a rewatch, because at the end of it, I was so damn confused. And I asked Garrett about it. I texted him after the movie was done and asked him about stuff. And I watched like 2 YouTube videos trying to explain it to me. And I still couldn't wrap my head around it. So I gave it a 74 out of 100. That might go down, that might go up with my rewatch. But Christian Bale does a great job of acting in this movie. He is a psycho in this movie, and I love that, because the way he acted in it was really psychotic, pretty much. And so that's why I gave it a 74 out of 100.
There you go. And there's nothing wrong with taking a while to kind of, understand how a movie makes you feel and understand what it was going for. You never have to review something right away, or even like and actually I would say that if a movie lingers with you like that and you have to think about it, could be a positive thing depending on the movie. So, but yeah, really, really cool that it was actually, you were able to kind of think about it like that. I did find an image of Godzilla's son. I'm going to put it on the screen. This might be a jump scare, so go ahead and avert your eyes if you don't want to see this horrid creature. But here is Godzilla's son.
Oh, I know that. Okay, I didn't know that was his son.
Yeah, it is horrifying.
He looks like a pug in the face with his squished nose.
I'm glad I could take it off the screen for you. The trailer for All Monsters Attack is better than the actual movie. 1998 is far from being the worst of the franchise compared to this. Yes, this is the worst movie in the franchise. Oh, come on, Minya is adorable. No, Minya is not adorable, at least not in this one. Which I've heard that All Monsters Attack recycles footage from another Godzilla movie. And I'm sure maybe he's better in there. But in this one, he is really done. Godzilla's son looks like a burnt marshmallow. Yeah, he does. He looks like a burnt, sagging little marshmallow. Apparently, the book is more gory and confusing, American Psycho. Well, then, hey, there you go. More blood.
I don't think I need more confusing in that movie.
Alrighty, so that was it for that one. Next up for me is an interesting documentary on YouTube that you can watch for free. I don't know if it's premium or not, but is the UFO movie They Don't Want You to See. I originally put this on. I thought it was going to be a trashy documentary while I was just, hanging out, eating dinner, or playing a video game or something. I don't remember what I was doing. And I was wrong. This documentary was actually really interesting. And I think that it should be, if you're into the paranormal, supernatural, or anything like that, it should be a must watch, because it teaches you how to actually think critically about things that are happening with evidence and everything. And, it's really interesting in that regard. They look at everything scientifically. They actually interview experts and not just Joe Schmo out there with his camera. It is actually a thoroughly interesting documentary, and probably not what you're expecting. It's really misleadingly titled, which is, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but if you're interested, it's free on YouTube. Definitely worth a check out. Not the best documentary I've ever seen by any means, but it definitely surprised me. I was expecting just to hear like drivel about, oh, the saucer took my cow, and now aliens exist, and now you can't tell me they don't. It's like, it actually treats you like an adult, and so I think that's what's really nice about it.
I mean, sometimes those characters make it in those movies, and they make it better, or the documentaries. So
it's true.
Even though if they are hallucinating on some type of drug, they still make that documentary a little bit more interesting. Yep. Mine. Next up, Secret Life of Pets 2. First one, really good. This one, not as good, but still good. I like the pet aspect of everything, how they can talk and how they act and everything like that. So I knew I was going to enjoy it, even though there are 3 plots to this movie, and that is one too many. I feel like in my head, if it was two plots to a movie, perfectly fine, I could wrap my head around it, but 3 of them is a little bit too much, so wish they would have cut down on that. But again, funny dogs, cats, and other animals that can talk, I'm all for it. So give me Secret Life of Pets 3. I'll be there for it.
There you go. Let's see here. Puts on tinfoil hat. That's what they want you to think, so you can lower your guard. Sure. All right, so that's it for Kevin's recreational movies. I've got a couple more here, so we'll just kind of get through them. I did watch the first part of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is available to stream on Max now. And I think that this is actually a better Flash movie than The Flash. So that's good. In fact, I think it's a little too focused on Flash, which does take a little bit away from the movie, but it does allow it to be a little more personal and a little more emotional than I was expecting. Because, usually like movies like this, you just get a lot of characters thrown in and there's not enough time to focus on any of them. But this movie has people that it focuses on, and it just works somewhat for me. Even if it's a little confusing at first, it does end up making sense by the end. I haven't really seen a lot of movies in this new era of DC's animation with this new style. But it's starting to grow on me a little bit for the animation quality. I think this one's fine, but I want to see how part 2 is, and I've heard part 3 is actually really good. So interested to see where these go, and we'll talk about the other one in just a second. Up next, I watched Signs from 2002, and I have to say this is probably my favorite Shyamalan movie, and actually I think it's probably his best, because this film was actually one that was like a rite of passage for me when I was younger, when I was in like middle school, I think, because it was like a in my circle of friends, it was the scariest movie we could think of, and so if you watched it, you were cool, right? This movie is scary. Like, it does have some really well done scares, but that's not where I find so interesting now. I think what's actually interesting now is the story, and like the horror and the sci-fi elements. They back up this really good story about grieving and a family who was essentially broken and having to come together in the wake of such an event. The performances are really good here, even if they sometimes can feel a little bit robotic. If anyone has experienced loss, you know that people can sometimes be robotic when things like that happen, kind of going on autopilot. So I think it really works. I think that like when it comes to like the top of my list for horror movies that also have like a little bit more to it, of like an in-depth emotional story, it's up there with A24 films that I would recommend to people. So
nice.
Actually, yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. And it does still get me with some of its scares. I think it has one of the best scary tension moments I've seen that I've ever seen regarding a TV in the closet.
That's what it.
Yeah. It's fantastic. So it scarred me when I was a kid. And lastly, the second part of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. This movie sucks compared to the first one, which really just crushed my hopes. It's really poorly paced. The entire first half of this movie is just back and forth, paced awfully between two different characters that you just do not care about the same way you cared about Flash in the first one. It just does not work. The animation is still good looking, and I think it looks better in some instances here. And the voice work is fantastic. The cast is still huge, but I just did not enjoy this one. Still looking to part 3 though, because I've heard part 3 is really good. So, but that is it for the recreational movies this week for everyone. Signs is one of those movies I can sit down and watch over and over again. And the music, Jesus Christ, is it good? Yes. Signs is very good. I very much enjoy it. It's one of those ones like, I feel like most people who enjoy Sixth Sense and haven't seen Signs should watch Signs, because I think it's very similar. And I think it's probably a little bit better done than Sixth Sense.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember that was my I would say first horror movie I watched, but it was at like teen camp or summer camp or something like that, and I kept going in and out of watching it because I was scared. So
there you go.
There it was. Yep.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and dive into the assignments for this week. So I guess we'll have you go first, Kevin, with your short.
Yeah, my short. The Northwest Hounded Police was a very cute short. I'm a sucker for dogs or anything like that, especially in cartoons. So this was really funny, and the way the Hound Police speak. I forget his name, but he is really funny and talks really slow, and the villain is okay. He's just a robber that gets out of jail, and then the little dog has to go find him, but he's always there, and it's pretty enjoyable. So I gave it an 87. 87 out of 100. It's still, I've seen better, but I've seen worse as well. It was just enjoyable.
Gotcha. Alrighty. My short this week was Screwball Squirrel, which I actually really enjoyed, this MGM short. Tex Avery and his team did a fantastic job here. The slapstick is really funny. It's just weird because I definitely expect to hear Mel Blanc's voice, and I don't, which kind of throws me off every once in a while. But the voice acting is still really good, and I can't tell if maybe Tex Avery is taking a couple of shots at Disney in this short. I think it's kind of funny if he is, specifically regarding the cute stuff that's in the short. But I really enjoyed this. I thought it was actually a lot of fun. It stacks up with a lot of like the Looney Tunes shorts in terms of how dark and how funny it can actually be. So
nice. That's cool.
Worth a shot. Oh, Droopy is who you're referring to.
Thank you. Yes, he has a droopy face. That's why. Okay.
Yes. Alrighty, Kevin. Your first movie was Twan's pick.
It was Twan's pick, and it was a Chris Pratt movie starring Chris Pratt as his daughter. And no, this movie, the Tomorrow War, was very interesting. I didn't expect to actually like it as much because this was an Amazon original movie, and it was, I think, the first one that Amazon has done. If Garrett can correct me,
it's not their first movie, but it's
one of their most advertised,
one of the more successful.
Yeah. And it came out during the pandemic, but it was good. It was very, the story was very to the point, kind of predicted, knew what was going to happen. So that's what gave it a little bit less points, but the CGI was good. The monsters, the creatures looked fantastic. I love the way they look. And the thing is, I would have maybe liked Chris Pratt not to be in the military and then take over this movie. I wish he would have gone maybe into the aspect of he's a farmer and he doesn't know how to use military lingo and try to learn it from there. That's the only other thing that I had to grow up on, was like, oh, well, he knows already everything what to do. So that's why he's the lead, pretty much. So, but it was still good. 71 out of 100. Not the best, not the worst.
Alrighty. My first feature film assignment was from Nadia, which is Candyman from 1992, the original, which I had only seen the remake, reboot that came out in theaters like 2 or 3 years ago, which we actually went and saw, the three of us, which I thought that movie was fantastic, and I think this one's fantastic as well. I think that it's a really great film, not only because it's a good, gory slasher movie, but it's also a commentary on social issues and kind of, things going on with class, especially during the 90s when this came out. Tony Todd is so much fun to watch here as Candyman, one of the greater performances of a slasher, because he's actually he's vocalizing, he's speaking, he's sharing what he's thinking and why he's doing what he's doing, and it's really interesting. Virginia Madsen is also very good here. We actually care about her. Like, we want to see good things happen for her, and the story takes an interesting turn, which I'm not going to spoil here. If I have any criticisms, I don't think the film is necessarily scary, which I don't think it has to be, but it's more of like a dread-filled kind of experience. Like, you never feel at calm or at peace once the movie gets started, which is great. And I think movies like Long Legs are very similar to that. Skinamarink, where it's just like a consistent level of unease, which is great. But I just expected it to be a little bit scarier, just a little bit.
Is this the one with the stick figures at the beginning, or the paper mache at the beginning of the movie, where it's telling the story of Candyman, or was that the remake?
I think the new one and this one do something similar.
Yeah. I always
both do something similar.
Yeah, I always like that, but I think both of them, or one of them, it tells a story through basically 2D animation with paper, which I thought was really cool. How to start off a movie like that and then go further into it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think this movie's really good. And if you want something like a horror movie, it's got a little bit more to it, check it out for sure. Yep. Thank you for recommending this one, Nadia. I know I already thanked you in person already, but thank you again. Alrighty, and my pick for you.
Yeah, and it was Pig. Nicolas Cage again. I want to say Nicolas Cage is Ryan Gosling from Drive in this movie, because he doesn't say a lot, but he says a lot with his eyes and his emotions and where he's going and how he does stuff, which I absolutely love. A lot of times characters don't need to say things or express it in a certain way. We know how he's feeling when the incident happens with the pig. You don't need to show all of that. I did not see kind of, I don't know if it's called the twist, but I did not see who he formerly was in this movie until they actually started saying his name, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And it was just a really good movie. I will say, I think I watched this at like 3 p.m. and on a laptop screen, so it was a little bit dark on my end. So I don't know if that when I was watching it, but it was still a little dark. I couldn't really see a lot on there, but that might be my fault, might be my computer's fault. So, but it's still really good. An 87 out of 100. I do like the performance in Long Legs from Nicolas Cage a little bit more, but I like it because it was a lot creepier in that movie instead of just straightforward, if that makes sense.
Sure, fair enough. Alrighty, and then my last one, which I believe was Joey's pick, is For a Few Dollars More. This is a Sergio Leone Western movie in the trilogy with Good, Bad, and the Ugly and A Fistful of Dollars. This is also the same director as Once Upon a Time in the West, which we covered on Movie Club. And I like this movie better. I think that this was fantastic. This was my first full Clint Eastwood Western, and man, is this one good. This one, like, the energy and the vibe of this movie is just really unparalleled. I really enjoy it. It's mostly due to the director, though, Sergio Leone, and how he places the camera and uses the camera to bring you into these scenes and these events is so well done. It's like, this is just a spaghetti western. You're like, oh, it's just, it's a ripoff. No, he is like a fully capable director and is fantastic. And you couple that with Ennio Morricone and his legendary music in this movie is so good, and how they work music into every sequence is fantastic. The performances are great. Clint Eastwood's fantastic. Lee Van Cleef, who plays the character Mortimer in the film, is fantastic. Volantes Indio is also a really fun villain with interesting quirks and traits. The only problem I would say, though, is that for better or for worse, the film focuses on moments and sequences instead of a through-line plot. There is a plot that goes all the way through. There's two bounty hunters hunting the bad guy, but there's no reveals or important things that happen. It's just event to event to event to event. And I get it. These films are designed that way so that if you go to the bathroom during the movie and come back, you're not really missing anything. But it's not enough to dissuade me from the movie by any means. It's a fantastic movie, and I will say that it is now my current favorite Western ever.
Nice. I wanted to ask, where in the trilogy does this land? Is this the middle movie?
I believe this is the middle movie. Yeah, let me double check here. Let's see here. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So this one is 1965 when it came out. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was 66. Fistful of Dollars was 64. So it is the middle one chronologically, or time-wise when it came out. But Joey might know a little bit more about where exactly it's placed.
Okay.
Because they all revolve around the same character.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's for all our aside movies this week. So let's go ahead and get in some of these comments here. Man, Candyman 1992 blew me away of how good it was. 100%. Clive Barker is a great writer and knows how to write that really well. I'm excited to watch Hellraiser to see if I kind of think similarly about that. Which I don't know. That's why I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
Now you got to watch the sequels, Gerber. Yes, I will definitely check out the sequels. There's 2. And I'm not a baby, but I appreciate the call.
Gerber.
Yeah, really excited to watch 2 and 3. I've heard they're not as good, but I do want to check them out. I've seen the new one, which was really good. I need to see 2 and 3. I think the new one is just a smidge better, and the only reason I say that is because it's got the modern cinematography and it's shot a lot more beautifully than the original, but the original still has the same heart and soul, and so it's really hard. I can go back and forth on which one I think is better, but I both think that they're around the same.
Nice.
For a Few Dollars More is my least favorite of the trilogy. I might need to rewatch it since I've only seen it once. Very interesting. Okay, that's interesting to know, because I know Joey has a similar opinion for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So interested to see. I do want to watch the other 2 though, for certain. The movies are not related to each other, but the main character is the same. Yeah, so it's the same character in 3 different movies. It's part of a trilogy because it has the same character, but
gotcha.
It's not like Star Wars where it's just like one story all the way through.
Gotcha. Okay.
So good to know. Thank you for sharing, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, everyone, and now it is time for our second favorite part of the show, because we also like talking about movies we watch.
No, it's the third favorite part of the show, Gary, because we like communicating with our community, and that is the number one.
You know what? Yeah, you're right, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, chat. But let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and look into this here on the Wheel of Fate.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got our wheel. It's impossible to see anything. Oops, I didn't want to spin it.
Spin.
Well, we didn't get people's suggestions. So.
I know.
So okay. Nadia says Day of the Dead. I'm trying to remember if Day of the Dead's already on here. I think it is.
Can't you Control F and see if it's on there?
I'm just gonna go ahead and sort. That would help.
Oh, there we go. Where are the F's?
Day of the Dead. No, Day of the Dead is not on there.
Oh, so sorry. That was right into the mic.
Is it the Sea Beast or just Sea Beast? No,
Sea Beasts, not the Sea Beasts.
Just Sea Beast.
Sea Beasts, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or Sea Beasts. I'll look it up. I got it.
Let me see here. Joey does say, Kevin, could you sound any more fake with that statement regarding John?
Oh my gosh. I was not sounding fake.
I mean, it's something, a lot of times when YouTubers say that kind of stuff, they do mean it, even if it comes off sounding fake. Like, they really do mean it. Unless they're like, a huge channel that really just doesn't care, but ooh, nice. Matt Wall says Wind Talkers. I've been wanting to watch that movie for a very long time. I'm going to say that about a bunch of movies we talk about.
You have it spelled correctly. It's Sea Beast.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Is it like a horror movie?
Yes, it is. Don't look it up.
I was just making sure, because there's also a movie called The Sea Beast.
Yeah,
which is
on Netflix.
No, actually really good.
It's not that one.
Alrighty, everyone. Matt says Con Air. I have already reviewed Con Air, but Kevin has not.
What's Con Air?
Con Air is it's got Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh, okay.
So I hope you get it.
Nick Cage, 3 weeks in a row.
It looks like these are a lot more shorts. Okay, which we do need some more shorts on here. So thank you, Joey, for submitting those. I would like to see some, actual movies though as well. Go ahead and copy the short thing and put it in front of it. No, Con Air is like, it's not a great movie, but it is a lot of fun. It's like total 90s cheesy action. Like, it's so great. Okay. Birds Anonymous, Mouse Trouble. Let's see here. The Painless Window Washer. Baddie Baseball. It's so cool that you know all these like off the top of your head, Joey, unless you like have a list that you've got going. But it's fantastic. Alrighty. Anyone else have any suggestions? Anything else you want to put on the list? We do need, we've got 178 on here already, but it would be nice to have some more. So we'll go ahead and give it another minute, though. You guys can go ahead and get some more movies in here. You said you got your movie lined up, Kevin, for what you want to show if you win.
Yes.
And then if not, it's all right. We can keep it for next time.
I have a couple of them too.
Joey, have your list prepared? Oh, okay, good.
Okay, good. That was cool if he had it off the top of his head, though. That would be pretty cool.
A Dog of Flanders. Matt, I feel like you're picking movies that like no one has ever put on any streaming platform ever. A Dog of Flanders. Oh no, this is a somewhat bigger movie. I think you can rent it. No, you can't even rent it. Dude, Matt. The heck, man?
It's on Zemo Play. I don't even know what that is.
Matt. Well, there's actually, looks like there's several of them. Oh, what year? That's a good question. Which one specifically? Because it looks like there are multiple. There's 1935, 1959, 1999, 1975.
Damn.
So,
never even heard of this movie. And it has multiple dates.
well, there's an anime version. That's the 75 one. I need a year, Matt, and then we can spin the wheel. Which one do you mean?
You're doing this on purpose, my boy.
You want the movies? 1959. Okay.
59. Okay.
I do want movies. It's very true. That one's available on Prime and Tubi. Okay, so that one's a lot easier to find. Okay, good. A Dog of Flanders. Alrighty. Let's shuffle it up. And that is going to be the call. We're going to call it there. So no more submissions. And I went first last week, so Kevin, you're going to go first this week.
Yay.
Spin! I'm not
Give
looking.
me a short. Get it out of the way.
Hey, you never know. You never know what you can get. And it's going to be... Ooh, nice! Enter the Dragon.
Is that Bruce Lee?
That's a Bruce Lee movie, baby.
Cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Bruce Lee movie.
Neither have I. I was hoping I would get it, but that's all good.
Ha.
So Enter the Dragon. Nice choice. Very excited to see what you think. I'm going to go ahead and spin for my choice now. Like you said, hopefully it's a short and we can get it out of the way. But who knows? Who knows? Well, classic, yes. Days of Thunder.
Haven't you watched that?
I'm going to double check.
I feel like you just
Yes,
watched
I have.
it.
I did watch this. I watched this with my cousin. I'm gonna go ahead and change that to be just you.
Oh, that would have been a cool movie to watch too.
I
I'm
have
not saying
already. Yeah, no, Enter the Dragon's cooler, man.
You're wrong.
Let me tell you, Days of Thunder is not a good movie.
I mean,
it's cheesy. So, if I was drunk, maybe it'd be better. All right, my first one is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I think I already covered this one as well.
I think I covered this one too. Right? Maybe I haven't.
I have already reviewed this movie. Why is this happening?
Let me look if I have.
I gotta remember what's easier for me to do on these.
I have not. You can leave it on there for me.
Okay, I'll put your name next to it.
Go.
Alrighty. Third attempt here.
Third time's the charm.
Let's get something I haven't seen before. It'd be great. Or at least, or haven't reviewed. That's the important thing. Of course. Give me a movie I've seen. Ninja Scroll.
Whoa.
I definitely have not seen Ninja Scroll.
Doing karate movies.
I believe this is a Matt Walsh pick. Not available to stream anywhere.
Yeah, then it must be a Matt Walsh pick.
Yep. Also, he's the only one that requests anime films, so which I love.
Oh, this is an anime film?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I just need to search and see if it's on the Internet Archive, then I can do it. Filters, movies. Yeah, I should be able to find it. 1993. Yeah, okay. So that is the entire film.
You found it?
Let me see here. Make sure it's the right length. Yep, hour 31. Yep, all right, perfect. I found it.
Do you just copy that link?
What was that?
Do you copy the link?
Yeah, I'm keeping the link for it so that I can just click on it when I need to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty. So that is it for me. Let's go ahead and spin for you, Kevin.
Yay.
Your second movie. Or hopefully it's short. Of course, Ninja Scroll's great, though. Okay, good to know. Alright. Ooh! And Kevin gets King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh, did we lose Kevin?
Oh.
Can you see me, Kevin?
I think we did. Am I back?
I can hear you. There you go.
I can see you.
You can see the wheel?
Oh, there we are. Okay.
You got King Kong versus Godzilla the dub. So there we go.
What year is this one? Can you put the year on there?
Let me go ahead and check. This is from 1960. Oh, it's the dub specifically. Okay. The dub is from 1963. I do own this, so if you want to borrow it, that might make it easier.
I don't think I can stream it anywhere.
Yeah, so I own it, so I'll let you borrow it.
Okay.
Alrighty, so there's Kevin's. Let's go. My second movie. Prime 90s anime with blood, guts, and sexualized women. Yep. Alrighty. Ooh, yes! I haven't seen the 2013 Evil Dead.
You haven't? I have, and yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
It's the only Evil Dead movie I haven't seen.
Nice.
So,
okay.
We'll see.
This was by Nadia as well.
Very excited because Fede Alvarez, who directed it, is doing Alien Romulus. So, Alrighty, Kevin, let's see if we can get you a short here.
Just let the audience know, this is Nadia's 4 week row, 4 weeks in a row, I believe. So, just saying.
There you go. All right, let's see if we can get Kevin a short here. Well, it landed really close to one, so the $1 Million Cat is going to be your short, Kevin.
Nice. Hopefully, is that a Tom and Jerry one? Let's see. I'll look it up.
Sounds like it. Alrighty, and we'll go ahead and remove that from the list, shuffle it up, and then I'm going to go ahead and spin and see what short I get. Am I the problem child when it comes to recommending movies now? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But you're picking movies that I have not heard about before.
Ooh, Idle Hands.
That's a movie. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Winter Storage will be my shorts. I'm going to go ahead and check and see where that is. Oh, it's a Donald one. Okay, so it might be on Disney Plus. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Donald and Chip and Dale. All right. Cool. Alrighty, so that is going to be it for the Wheel of Fate this week, everyone. Thank you so much for all your support and all of your submissions, as always. I'm trying to find where this actually is. I should probably just sort it. Let's see here. It was Winter Storage. There it is. Alrighty. Cool.
Sorry, I just saw the comments and everybody's yelling at Matthew.
Yep. It happens. It's okay, Matthew. We love you. Matt or Matthew. Sorry. We love you. It's all right. You're picking up movies that I've never heard of before and would never have known to check out. I totally respect that. But awesome. That's going to be it for everything that we have as part of the scheduled show today. But before we go, Kevin, and everyone in the chat as well, what have you been watching? What have you been playing? Anything besides, I know you've been busy with the new job, so.
Yeah, that's been taking a toll on me and school. But no, I just got back, I guess, into Forza 5 Horizon. Just played a little bit to keep my mind off of school, work, stuff like that. Nothing really else that I know of that I've been doing. I think that's it. Very boring.
Nothing wrong with that. I've been actually keeping up on a couple things lately. I've been keeping up with Suicide Squad Isekai on Max, which has been a lot of fun to watch. An incredible outro song and sequence. Also, I've been starting to watch season 2 of My Adventures with Superman, which is probably my favorite Superman thing ever. Also, recently, for those of you who watch Twitch or anything, the Twitch streamer CDog VA just recently did his charity auction, so I was watching that, a lot of the highlights from that, which has been fantastic. It raised over $500,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is fantastic. And then also just watched, while he was here, he also went to Disneyland with several other streamers, but then streamed the entire thing so Iron Mouse could see it like they did last year. And it's just, again, was one of the most heartwarming streams out there. The level of stuff that he does for Iron Mouse is just like, it gives me like hope again that humanity is decent from time to time. And then besides that, I started playing a new game that just hit Game Pass called Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn, which is kind of like a Souls-like game. And then really excited to start watching the Olympics this week. It starts on Friday.
I've been hearing so much about the Olympics the past like month, and then I don't even know when it starts half the time. It just starts automatically. I'm like, oh, the Olympics is on.
So it starts on Friday and it goes till Sunday, August 11th. So very excited to check it out. I always like watching these like big national events like the World Cup and the Olympics. Specifically, the Summer Olympics is always more fascinating to me than the winter ones. Mm-hmm. So,
I like
the next
the winter
Olympics,
one because
2028. 2028 is going to be here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's going to
go see it when in person.
I'm so sorry.
It's going to suck, yes. But I want to go see it in person. I think it's going to be really cool.
There's already traffic when there shouldn't be traffic at a time where there's no traffic. It makes no sense. Then just put this in here. But
get some comments here. Only my mother calls me Matthew. Hey, not anymore, like Nadia says. I bought the Stalker trilogy. They came out before the Metro games. Yes, Stalker. Those games are pretty sweet. I played a couple of them before. Really excited for the new one, Heart of Chernobyl, coming to Game Pass. Really excited for that. I think that game.
That Metro.
The post-apocalyptic Russia. No, not Metroid. But
what is this? I want to ask Nadia. Where did it go? What is this emoji? It looks funny. I don't know what it is.
I think it's in response to Matt asking if he's the problem child. But might be getting a Series X for Stalker 2. Fantastic. It's totally worth it. I mean, you might not even need it depending on how your TV is. If your TV is a little bit of a lower end one, I'd probably just recommend getting a Series S, and you'll still be able to run the game just fine. But if you have a good TV and you can do the 1080, the 1080p at 60 frames or whatever, go for it. Mm-hmm. Oh, she forgot why she put it. But it's a great looking emoji. I kind of want to know what it is too.
Yeah.
But, thank you everyone again so much for watching this week. Thank you all for joining us as always. Wednesday is going to be our new date for these to help with Kevin's schedule for his new job. But then also just because there's a lot of new content that I want to start making and kind of having Mondays and Tuesdays available helps out with that. And then obviously this will be Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but we do have a movie club that goes live every Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you have a chance to time
this week.
This week is going to be Casino. The Martin Scorsese mafia movie set in Las Vegas. So
Martin Scorsese.
Definitely check it out. It's a really fun conversation on that one. And then next week is going to be a really interesting one to talk about. So can't wait to talk about it. So go ahead and check that out. But until next time, everyone, thank you again so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on the live stream. And until then, keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night, everyone.